Hi everyone, Roast in the Ceilings is officially back.
Uh-huh. And this is kind of a big deal because we haven't been back since May the 7th, and it is August now. So that's a lot of months of hiatus, and we felt we had to kind of come on and talk to you guys and explain why. We're not just going to leave you in the dark. The main reason is we had exams. May was exam season.
Terrible season. I don't like that season.
Mm-mm. But me and Isabella are both full-time IB students, and when May came around, we had assignment after assignment after exam after exam. So we had to put our beloved baby podcast on the shelf for a moment. And then
We're
after
really
what?
sorry. Please forgive us.
We don't hate you guys, we still love you. And then after exam season, Isabella was gone, I was gone, no one was in Canada to record, so we had to shelve it a bit more. But now it's August. It's a season of new beginnings, I guess, and we're back.
Yeah, we're so excited to share with you, what we've been doing over the summer and feminism is in our lives in every corner of our lives. So we thought we'd talk a little bit about some stories that happened during our summer that we wanted to share about feminism.
Yeah, so don't worry, we're spoiling you guys with this episode. We're just gonna catch up, chat, just us talking about feminism, talking about some stories, and there's gonna be a lot more episodes coming soon. Stay tuned. We're gonna be back to our little Wednesday schedule, which everyone everyone loves. But yeah, we're just gonna catch up with y'all. So Isabella, how was your summer so far?
It's been really good so far. So this summer, I'm working full time and I work at a local disability society in our city. And I felt like, in terms of, what we talk about on this podcast, it was really, really impactful for me.
Mhm.
We did one episode a while back about bragging and about confidence, and we always
Such a
like to
good
talk about
episode,
it.
by the way. Everyone go listen right now.
Absolutely. I love that episode. And I felt like, in the past, I would have not had enough confidence to advocate for myself and to, be confident and vouch for myself. But I felt like with all of the buildup and all of the lessons we've learned from all of the amazing women who have come on our podcast, and just from, letting these conversations come into our lives, I was able to vouch for myself and be able to push to do assignments and tasks that help me learn more. And I felt like a lot of that is to thank for the women role models that we've had here.
That's so amazing. And I love that you did that for yourself. But I think that also brings up a point how, like, we preach a lot on this podcast, and sometimes we need to remember to listen to what we preach. Because when you're talking about this, we talk so much about self-advocacy and like standing up for yourself and putting yourself in those new spaces. But sometimes it can be hard to apply that to your own life. So if you're listening to this, soak it in, right? Because it can be hard. These things go in one ear and out the other. But also self-advocacy shows up in every area of your life. It doesn't even have to be in like a professional sense. Recently, Isabella had someone tell her some things that might not necessarily have been true about her person, about her values. Um, and then when she told me and our friends about that, we were like, what are you talking about? Right? So in some cases, it's important. It's very hard because if you have one person telling you things, you might, just take it in and like be like, oh, they're true. But advocate for yourself, right? Talk to your friends. And that's why, again, having female friendships is so important, and we talk about that all the time. I
Yeah.
was in China all of July, and my mom, for a lot of days when we were there, she had so many like catch-up dinners with her friends. She would tell me, she's like, "This is my friend who I've had since like elementary school. This is my friend who I went through like
That's so
several
sweet.
with. This girl I went to high school with. These were all like my bridesmaids." And she had like all these friends she hasn't spoken to in like or like seen in person like 20 something years. And she can still go to dinner and catch up like nothing's changed. And she's like, "Yeah, these are like my besties." And I'm like,
Oh my gosh, that's adorable.
yes, I think that really goes to show how crucial female friendships are in your life because that sticks with you forever. Like our group of like girls that we have, it's I always find myself leaning on you guys for support, and that thing that lasts a lifetime.
Oh, I'm excited for us in 20 years to see us having our catch-up dinners as well. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that definitely reminds me too of we talked in one of our episodes before about girlhood. We talked about like the washroom conversations being this space where women connect. And I felt like every time I've had that this summer, I just thought back to that episode. Like, I remember I needed a pad, and I think in the past I would have been a bit embarrassed to ask for it, but I was able to, and I felt like it was just nice to have these little chats in the washroom, and I always think back to the podcast in that episode when that happens.
That's what podcasting does to you. It gets in your head. Like these episodes get stuck in your head. But that's so nice. I don't think I've gone outside enough this month to like get the public bathroom experience. Um, this is not feminism related at all, but in China, in like malls and stuff, and almost everywhere, the bathrooms are those like squatting ones on the floor.
Oh, right.
I was fighting for my life the entire month. I'm not used to that. My body is not built for that. So it was a struggle. So I was not in the capacity to ask
Every day is
anyone.
leg day. You're getting your squats
I mean,
in. It's
every
okay.
day, like, I had to have like a hand on like the stall door because I'm like the balance was not balancing. Okay, off tangent, but speaking about, feminism and this kind of stereotype of like it is like it's a positive stereotype of girls coming together in the bathroom and chatting is amazing and like that's one of the stereotypes about girls I think is true and it's amazing like that kind of community and support. But there are some negative stereotypes about girls. And you know what? I found myself breaking one this morning because it's historical that everyone's like, oh, women should be in the kitchen, women should be cooking, blah blah blah. This morning I tried to make scrambled eggs because I was really hungry. I cracked an egg, threw it in the pan. I'm like, what's the worst that could happen? My scrambled eggs were so messed up. I sent to my friend and they said that is more what you did is more impressive than scrambling the eggs, right? Do you want to see a photo?
I'm
Here's the eggs.
scared.
Here's the eggs for everyone. Okay, these are the eggs. And
Oh
I'm
my
not
God, what is that? I'm sorry.
and
What
that's not the worst of
happened?
it. After that, I apparently didn't oil the pan enough or something because there's so much egg remains on the pan. So I'm like, I don't know how I messed up the pan and the eggs. But if I'm doing something that pushes women further from the stereotype of all just having to cook all day, then I'm playing my part.
No, there's always a positive lens to look at things. I appreciate that. Okay, you can make your eggs next time.
Exactly. What about you? Any other moments, light bulbs that happen?
Okay, I had a all-woman networking event
Mm.
and it was just the most incredible thing. I feel like we need more all-women spaces, all-women
Mm-hmm.
gatherings, um, especially in business, because I felt like meeting a lot of these women who have found success in their field, it felt just incredible to have these role models like what we do in the podcast, because
Exactly what we
we
do.
talk a lot about how it's very male-centric space, male-dominated. So I think hearing these
Mm.
stories and having this judgment-free space where you don't feel like you're always competing with other women, it was a really nice support system to have, and I really am looking forward to seeing more of them.
That's so true. Because, like, yes, business is competitive and you will be competing, but being a girl is also all about community and uplifting each other, right? So you're so right. Having those spaces is so important. Another all-woman space, which has recently come under a lot of backlash recently, like always, when is it not, is the WNBA, right? So recently, the WNBA players at an All-Stars game, I think, don't quote me on that, all showed up wearing t-shirts that said "Pay us what you owe us," because notoriously WNBA players don't
Mhm.
make a lot of money, especially for being the highest professional women's league in America. I don't even just think in football, in like no, well, basketball, like all of the major American sports. I think that might be the highest or more most televised female sport. So I can see where they're coming from when they're like, "Hey, pay us what you owe us for what we're doing."
Mhm.
Many people were mad, as you can probably tell. The main argument, which I just found so strange, you just talk about business. This is like a business thing, because I don't think a lot of people, the haters, were understanding what business is. They were like, well, the company's not making any money, so why would you make any money? But I'm like, that's not how companies work. Like, if you work for a company that's losing money, you're still making your salary. Like, just because, like, if Amazon starts losing money, like, the warehouse workers are not getting a pay cut. They're not paying for the revenue loss. So I don't know why people think that applies to basketball players. But I just do think that that kind of act of protest was pretty important because having these female spaces, especially in sports, is so important. And that was like a very brave step for a lot of them because they got a lot of heat for it.
Interesting. Yeah, no, I didn't know anything about this campaign. I haven't seen it, so that's really interesting thing to bring to light. I
Mhm.
had no idea that happened. It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. I was actually talking about to Isabella before this recording about things that she had never heard about. And apparently there is a lot because my For You feed for the
Okay.
past week, 2 weeks have all been about the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ad. Okay, about the Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ad. But apparently Isabel had never heard of it. So American Eagle released an ad with Sydney Sweeney where she's like pulling up these jeans and she's like kind of monologuing. And then she's like, it's like this weird metaphor from like genes, as in like the genes to like genetics. And it's like genes are passed down through generations and they affect like eye color and like personality. And it ends with the voiceover being like, Sydney Sweeney has great genes. After being like, my genes are blue. And like, first of all, the ad itself was just a little strange. It was a little strange. When people were just saying, I'm not describing it great. If you saw, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of people are like, this is giving kind of eugenics. Because while it does not seem like it, it's this whole thing where like Sydney Sweeney has the great gene, while you're putting like a blonde haired, blue eyed woman in here where you're talking about genetics. It's just not a great look for American Eagle. I don't know if they just did not see how the ad came off or they were doing that on purpose, but one thing that people were like, whoa about is that they doubled down on it. Usually when a company gets called out for something like that, where people are like, that's a weird ad. That's a weird kind of thing to push. They go, I'm so sorry, so we don't lose any money. American Eagle doubled down. They said that ad was only about jeans. Her jeans, her story. So everyone's like, oh, okay. So this is something that we are pushing. So I don't know. I'm not here to tell you what the jean ad means. I'm just saying this is a debate that a lot of people have had, also relating to the male gaze, which is another debate that comes up every week or so. The last time I saw it before the jeans was Sabrina Carpenter, who has an album coming out in August, which I'm so excited about. But the album cover is her like on her knees with like a leash around her neck because the album title is Man's Best Friend, like a dog. So everyone's like, this is so catering to the male gaze, like you're sexualizing yourself for no reason. That's so strange. We have this conversation every time women do something, which like the whole debate on that is something itself, but it's just the fact that we never see men in that light because Harry Styles, his company, just released a vibrator,
Oh,
and
wow.
no one's no one's complaining. No one's saying, "Oh, he's sexualizing himself. That's so strange. He has minors as fans." No one said that. No one says that about Harry Styles. But when it's women, hot take.
Hmm. And a lot of times, especially in the music industry, artists, they are pushed to do these things because that's what gets views, that's what gets listeners a lot of the time. So, yeah, definitely the critique there shouldn't be a double standard. For the American Eagle ad, I'm all for puns. Jeans and jeans is, I think, funny, but I haven't seen the ad, so I'm definitely gonna look it up after and see what that's about. I'm so curious now.
Um, yeah, that's all the things that I really had on my mind that happened this past month. Do you have anything else we need to chat about?
I think that was a great recap of our last couple months of our summer, and I'm so excited that we got to catch up with our viewers. So thank you so much for listening today.
Yeah, tune in for all the episodes coming soon, guys.